Hi guys, I'm Jim and this is Jim's Fix-It Shop. Tonight we're going to try to get some of this engine put back together before the wife hollers it's time to eat. So let's get going. There's some we're going to start putting the gaskets in it and reassembling it. So let me readjust this camera and we'll get started. Okay, first thing I want to do is let's put the little rubber O-ring on the governor shaft before we lose that. There's a little metal washer that's coming off, and then the little O-ring. It's not really an O-ring, it looks like a flat washer. We can get the old one out of here. It has an open side and a closed side. It almost looks like a U-shaped. Put the open side in as it was. That little metal washer back on top of it. And we'll stick the shaft up through from the bottom. Now to hold that in there together, there's a little hairpin, excuse me. And of course I stuck it down the wrong way. Now the shaft goes on. I'll probably have my governor messed up. I tried to check to see how it came off. When this lever was straight up, the crack on this clamp was straight up. So we're going to try to get that back on there. The governor needs to be adjusted. That's pretty simple. I just YouTubed it and it tells you exactly how to adjust it. Now we want to put the new seal on the back side of on the top of the engine. This is where the flywheel goes. I've got the seal in the bottom already. They go in very easy. They come out pretty hard. I'm going to use my bearing puller to get them out of here. This will catch the seal on the back side. And jerk it out of there. We may have to put this in the drill press to press it back in. Now the other one slid right into my fingers. I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite retaining compound on there to make sure that seals up good. And this will actually help as a lubricant to help that slide in. Yep, we're going to want to put it in the drill press. Let me grab a socket. Alright, now we're going to press this in. The reason I said let me get a socket is I have tools to press these lip seals in with, but I'm not too sure how many you guys have them. So you can use a socket, will work just as good. You want to find one that's almost the same size as the outer diameter of the seal. Push it in with your chuck, but make sure your jaws of the chuck are all the way up into the chuck. Otherwise you can damage the teeth on the jaws or the ring that's up in here that pushes the teeth down. And you just want to get it started straight and keep working it down in there. I think that went in all the way. It's hard to see up in there. That looks like it's in there. Now let's shoot back over to the bench. Now I didn't say much about the valves, but I did do a valve job on it. I went over to the father-in-law's house. He's a huge gearhead. He tells me everything I need to know on doing this. And he gave me his valve tools, which was some very fine grit that actually laps the seat and the valve together. And I brought the stuff back so I can't show you. It's about an 8 or 10 inch wooden dowel with 2 suction cups on each end, and you actually stick it to the valve and you just rub it back and forth with your hands, and it's just a little lappy movement that actually laps them in. So we got that done. Now I guess what we can try to do is get them parts back down on the bottom of them valves, which may turn out to be more fun than I think. We'll try and get them in there. First I want to put this one. This one is the intake. You want to make sure you get these parts back in the same place. Because of the wear, you don't want to get them mixed up. Alright, let me see if I can get this back together. Hang on. Well, that would have made a funny home video just all on its own, trying to get them clips back in there. But it's in there now. Now what we need is a couple more boards. The 2 I left over on the drill press. Hold this thing up in the air. Now we can stick the crank assembly in. I have the counterweight on. Oh, before I shove that in there, I think I want to put some Loctite on that. This crankshaft and piston assembly has a very large and heavy cast iron weight on it to help balance the engine when it's running. And we don't want any of these bolts to come loose, so we're going to put some Loctite on them. I didn't see anywhere in the book that I've got on a torque spec for this. So we're just going to tighten her up good, about like it was when I tore it apart. And the Loctite should do the rest. Now I got some motor oil I put in this can so I could drip it in here and there. You don't really want to assemble these things totally dry, as it's going to take a few minutes for that oil to splash around in there, and by the time that happens you could burn out a bearing or do some damage to the engine. So we're just going to drip some motor oil down in here. Spin that around a few times. And then we can slide her in. I'm going to put some on the journal where it spins on that lip seal too. That looks good. Now we can put we're going to take that off for now till we get this in here. Get it spun around so we can time it properly. Well, nope, I guess we got to leave that out till we get the piston in. And I got new rings for it, so we're going to try and put them on. Let me find them and open the package. I'll be right back. Well, I guess I'm not going to get as far tonight as I thought I was gonna. I just opened up these rings, and this is my oil scraper ring. And if you can see the difference between these two, the new one is almost twice as thick as the old one. They sent me the wrong set of rings. So I guess I'm going to have to return those. That's going to put me a couple days behind. So after work tomorrow, I guess I know where I'm going. I don't know what else we can put in here without putting that rod in. I guess we're pretty much stuck. So, what can you say? We'll pick up the part, we'll order the parts tomorrow. I know it usually takes about 3 days to get them. So I guess until then, work safe, have fun, and we'll talk to you soon. And don't forget to subscribe. You're going to want to watch all these videos. It's Jim's Fix-It Shop at gmail.com is my email address. If you have any questions, send me an email. I'll answer you just quick as I can. And leave a comment at the bottom. I'd like to know what I'm doing right or wrong. Help me out. I'm new at this, just started. So until then, I'll talk to you later.